So what's going on, guys? My name is Noah Booker and welcome back to my channel. So today Sony finally cave in and dropped the trailer for Spider-Man Far From Home. Just kidding. They dropped another trailer for Venom Let There Be Carnage. I'm not complaining. I love Venom and I'm excited to see Carnage, but I think this trailer is actually an improvement over the first trailer, which I really liked the first trailer. I'm really liking what we're seeing from Venom 2. But guys, I just want to get into this trailer, so let's go ahead and start breaking this thing down. But first, please leave a like, a comment, and maybe even subscribe. We are almost to 50 subscribers, guys. Please, I know we can do it. But with all that out of the way, guys, let's jump right into this trailer. So the trailer actually picks up with, I think, what is the best part of Venom 1, and I hope they continue with Venom 2. The dialogue and the banter between Venom and Eddie. They are such a dynamic duo. I really loved what they did in the first movie, and I think they're going to excel in that in this one. We get that banter that, hey, Venom wants to be in charge, and Eddie's like, look, this is my body. I'm the host. You have to do what I say. And of course, Venom is like, no, I'm more powerful. You're a loser. That is sort of the banter that we got in the first movie. But I think like I said, they're going to elaborate on this one. Their relationship is very much the whole point of Venom. It's kind of that Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type of scenario. And I think they learned from the first movie and are going to build upon that in any way they can. There's going to be a struggle between Venom and Eddie. And of course, with Venom, I'm sorry, Carnage coming in, like how they have to work together even more to take down Carnage because they can't bicker. They have to work together because Carnage is way more powerful than Venom, but at the end of the day, they have to learn to team up to take him down. So next up, we do get an extended look at Screech, who is Cletus Cassidy's girlfriend, and I think is going to be his accomplice in breaking out and also trying to take down Venom in the third act. She's a big part of the comics, and I'm glad they're actually going that full route. My biggest problem with Venom 1 was the villain, and I think actually in this movie we could get two great villains, so I'm glad they're actually going all in on Let There Be Carnage. So with the way Cletus Cassidy is talking to Eddie Brock, I think this movie takes place pretty much right after the first Venom, if things are to be believed. He is going to give Eddie his story, tell him all about the bodies they know about and some that they don't know about. In return, I guess he wants to be his friend, or I don't know. Cletus Cassidy's a madman. He must want something that they're not exactly telling us yet. We do see a little bit later in the trailer that Cletus Cassidy does get close enough to Eddie to bite him. Cletus Cassidy does like blood. That is something from the comics. I think that's actually how he's going to get the Carnage symbiote in the movie. I don't think Eddie's going to be put in jail. I think they're going to bypass that. And then by trying to suck his blood in that scene, he's actually going to get a little bit of the symbiote in his body, and that'll form the Carnage symbiote that he uses to break out with Screech. In a quick and you miss it moment, Eddie is actually sitting on his laptop doing some research and stumbles across a Daily Bugle newspaper article that actually has the same symbol from the Sam Raimi universe. I think it's an Easter egg. I don't think this Venom is connected to the Sam Raimi universe because they already had an Eddie Brock and a Venom in that universe. But who knows? With the multiverse now a thing, Disney could easily implement Venom if they really wanted to. And fingers crossed they do, because I do think Tom Hardy's Venom would do really well with Tom Holland's Spider-Man. The next big scene I actually want to talk about, I think, is actually Cletus Cassidy's execution by lethal injection. I think by this point he's got the symbiote. It's staying dormant. We do see in an earlier scene where he's kind of sleeping and his eyes become like a symbiote, then they shake back to normal. But I think they're actually going to put him on death row. They're going to try to kill him, and I think that's when the symbiote is in fight or flight mode and decides to become Carnage, and that's when we get the big action set piece that he breaks out of prison. And I think Venom will actually show up in that scene. I hope so. That'll be their first fight, but who knows? But I do think that's how he's actually going to break out, is due to the lethal injection, Carnage taking over, and then Carnage ensues, no pun intended. We do get a quick snippet, I guess, from a later scene where Cletus Cassidy says, "All I've ever wanted in this world is Carnage." I actually really like that piece of dialogue. It's way better than the end credit scene we got for the first Venom movie. That just came off really cheesy, but I guess maybe the tone that he says it in this trailer, it comes off really menacing, and I think that is what the first Venom movie missed in its post-credit scene. Cletus Cassidy is supposed to be really menacing, and I hope they actually go through with that with this movie. We then jump to what I'm guessing is the prison break scene. I'm actually the most excited for that scene because I think that is definitely going to give us a scale of Carnage and what his abilities are. I hope they treat it sort of like a horror movie. I really want to see just full blown violence, because that is what Cletus Cassidy is all about. Show us why he is such a threat to Venom and why he could possibly take down Venom. Carnage is so powerful, even more powerful than Venom. Please show us. Don't just expense it through dialogue. Actually show us how menacing he actually is. So moving on to my favorite part of this trailer, we actually get to see Carnage take a security guard from the prison and just go to town. I love that scene. I can't wait to see more they do with it in the movie. Hopefully they don't do a quick cutaway. Don't do something cheap. Actually show us some of the rage and violence that Carnage has, because I love that type of stuff. Don't know what it says about me as a person, but I always like villains more than heroes most of the time. So show me some cool stuff and I'll be happy. But I'm really liking what I'm seeing so far from Carnage. After that, we do get a couple of quick action scenes, and then we actually get to another great moment in the trailer where Venom sees Carnage, goes, "Oh shit," you know, goes back into Eddie, and Eddie's like, "What the hell, man? What are you doing?" And he's like, "That's a red one." And then Eddie's like, "You know what? Screw it. If you want to eat anybody you ever want to eat, do it. Just help me." Carnage is like, "I'm sorry." Venom is like, "Really?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then it comes back out, and then he goes to attack Carnage. I love that type of stuff. That's the type of dialogue I loved from the first one. I'm really glad they're bringing it back and amping it up for the sequel. We then get another quick snippet of dialogue from Cletus saying that, "Eddie, you feel like family to me." I'm guessing this is actually Carnage talking, because Carnage is a offspring of Venom, and that is how they are interacting. Because I hope they do lead into that hey, Venom has offspring, and hey, one of them is Carnage. And I do actually still think we're going to see anti-Venom and maybe in an end credit scene leading into Venom 3. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I would love to see Venom 3, and hopefully a crossover with Spider-Man. But like I said, we'll see. But I am glad they're leaning more into the comic book stuff with him being a offspring of Venom. So guys, those are just some of the things I picked up from this trailer. I'm sure I missed a bunch of Easter eggs, but if you picked up on something I didn't, please let me know in the comments below. And if you liked my commentary and you learned something, also let me know in the comments down below. And maybe even leave a like. But guys, that's all I have for today. Please remember to subscribe if you're new. I have a lot more awesome content coming. The Suicide Squad finally releases this week. I'm so excited. Hope to have a review out late this week or early next week for that. Spoiler filled, of course. But that's all I have today, guys. Remember, please be kind to each other. We're all nerds in this big universe together. Let's all just be kind. But with all that being said, guys, my name is Noah Booker. Hope you all have a great day.